Hello everyone, Angel here. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how I cover my planner. This is a regular 50-cent composition book that I got from Walmart that I covered with this piece of scrapbooking paper. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it, and I've done this technique for a couple of things. This is one of the other ways that I've done it. Paint on one side, paper on the other. And then this is a hardbound one where I use two types of paper. I use wax paper as a crafting surface. This is a notebook that was a failed project. I tried putting this sticker on here and painting outwards and fading, and I didn't like it, so I tried to cover it with paper. But the paper I used was double-sided wrapping paper, and it didn't stick very well. It kind of peeled away. So I've repainted it, and now I'm going to cover it again, and I'm going to show you how to do this. This is the paper that I'm going to use. It's scrapbooking paper, but it's a bit thinner than normal scrapbooking paper, and I love this little detail along the edge. It looks a little worn. So I'm just going to decide how I'm going to lay this out. I don't cut very well, so I'm going to line two sides up with the edges so that there's less cutting to do. I'm going to use Mod Podge, and I'm going to use a foam brush. I use a piece of wax paper between the cover and the first sheet of paper just to protect that first sheet and keep it from sticking. I want to get lots of Mod Podge on the corners and the edges. And I just dip it right into the Mod Podge bucket. I'm sure that's not cool with a lot of people, but you know, you do what you do, and I do what I do. So, I got plenty of glue down, and I'm going to stick this on here. Because it's scrapbooking paper, I can lift it up and reposition it. Not too many times, maybe just once or twice, and then it gets to be to the point where it's too wet to do. I'm just going to press out the bubbles. Maybe you want to only do a third or half of the paper, let it dry, and glue down some more, because it does tend to bend a little bit, as you can see here. So this is dry now, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to wrap the piece of paper around the spine and the back. There's a little air bubble here from the old wrapping paper I'm going to take away. Lots of glue on the spine and on the top of the book and on the paper itself. And I'm only going to go this far for just a minute. I'm going to press everything out, and I'm going to let it set for just a few minutes. Not completely dry, just let it set a little bit. I'm going to come back and do the rest of it there. And I do get a couple of air bubbles here, and I just try to press them out. And you just want to make sure that there's no glue on your fingers when you're working with the top of the paper, because the glue does dry clear, but if there's any kind of anything on your hands, it'll cause the glue to discolor and it won't dry clear on the surface. So again, plenty of glue on the corners, and I go ahead and get this paper right up nice and close to the seam, and then I just got to get that glue off my hands, and then I come in and flatten it out again. And I'm going to set this aside to dry. And now I'm going to cut, and this is not going very well. I'm trying to use the camera and cut, so here it is done. I just finished it off camera. I'm going to go over the entire surface of the notebook one more time with plenty of glue, and I'm going to let the front dry, and then I'll do the same thing to the back cover. Now I'm going to cut some ribbon, and I'm using this book as a planner, so I'm going to have 3 ribbons, and I'm just cutting the ribbon to length here. And I'm going to put it on the inside of the back cover towards the top, and it's only about a ½ inch, and I just hot glue it in, and I take a piece of wax paper and smash the glue down and get it nice and in the ribbon. And then I cut the excess wax paper away. And I'm going to cover the inside of this book. And this is the paper I'm going to use. So again, plenty of decoupage glue. And I've just taped the ribbons out of the way so that I don't get any glue on them. The top there. Plenty of glue. And then I just line the paper right up into the seam of the book. Just rub it in. And that's just a piece of wax paper to protect that first page again, or in that case, the last page. Same process on the inside front cover. Plenty of glue in those corners and along the edges. Slip this right into the spine, and I just mash it out. I'm going to trim this like I did the others. And if you go over the edges a little bit with the glue, it makes it even easier to cut when it's dry. Because I cut when it's dry, and here it is when I'm done. Our finished notebook. I have a little paper clip there, my pen, and I put some Christmas lights on it to make it look a little bit more festive. Well, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you tomorrow.